Is it on?
It's on.
No, it isn't.
Hey everybody, today we are previewing the Cat 4-5 race here at Rock Hill, South Carolina. This is a part of the Hincapie Spring Series. Real quick, let's jump into the race stats. 44-minute crit, average speed of 24.8. Normalized power for Logan was 342 watts. Here's a quick picture of Logan. We're going to be riding along board with him all day today. This video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to use this video as some coaching and to give our Cat 4-5 rider some tips and tricks. So I'm going to be critiquing Logan on his riding and what he did good, what he did bad, stuff like that. So if you are a new rider, hopefully this interests you in kind of progressing, learning to read the field, stuff like that. I'm no expert by any means, but I'll do my best here. So right now we jumped in 8 minutes in, and Logan was talking to Michael right there on his right, and he saw this Miller School kid just roll off the front, and he immediately popped off 800 watts to catch up to this Miller School kid. And in my opinion, I feel like that's a little bit of a waste of watts right there, since we're so early on in the race and we're going into a downhill. This Miller School kid is a little bit smaller of a rider, and with Michael and Logan being bigger guys, they just use their momentum on the downhill, so a little bit of wasted watts there. All right, pushing ahead just a little bit further, 10 minutes in. So we have an attack right here from the guy in the long black bibs and the blue kit. Michael is going to follow him. Logan's going to follow in as well, doing a good effort of 700 watts right here on the flats. And then he kind of just drops the wheel a little bit. I do know there's a headwind coming in this section as they go in this little straightaway. And you can tell, like, Logan's doing a good amount of power. He drops the wheel, and then he decides to kind of close it back down. He was getting heckled a little bit from the guy in the rear cam. I would say pro tip for anybody, you know, I would ignore any and all heckling or enticing from other riders if you can. Always fun to have a good conversation and chat with your buddies and stuff like that, but the 9 times out of 10, anybody that's telling you to, like, go, they want you to do the watts so they don't have to. Pushing ahead again, we are 15 minutes in. Some Miller School kids are doing a move up the road. Same kids doing the one on the left right here. Logan does a great job right here by just yelling up to our teammates, Michael and Jeremy, to let them know that, hey, there's a move coming up, so they can kind of get their momentum going. One thing I was wanting Logan to do here is just kind of ride smooth. Like, don't be afraid to kind of, like, since we have 2 guys up the road or up on the front of the race, just don't be afraid to, like, let some other riders pull through, and so you can keep a smoother effort up that hill. All right, 20 minutes in, we're cruising through this thing. All right, so Logan's got a ton of momentum coming down this downhill since he's a bigger rider. I would have loved for him to just shoot this left-hand gap right here and just put an attack in. Then he would have linked up perfectly with that rider in the black bibs blue kit, and they would have had a ton of momentum going up this hill. Instead, unfortunately, he was slightly out of position, got blocked in, and now he's having to suffer by losing all of his momentum and putting out watts to get back up to speed going up this brutal uphill. He's navigating through some traffic right here. Again, this would have been a perfect time to attack. There's back markers everywhere, and with a little bit of luck, it could have had a good break. This ends up coming back together, and the race resets. Just a half a lap later, it's still strung out from that attack. Logan does a good job of kind of reading the room and putting down power. Chiquine is in the rear cam. He does a great job of soft pedaling right there, and look at the gap that these guys have now. Great teamwork by those guys. This is probably the best part of the ride, where they use teamwork. You see Logan here on the front, on the left, and right here we've got Jeremy and Logan now riding together, and I wish Logan would have kept his momentum on this downhill. He's yelling at all these guys saying they got a gap and stuff like that. Just take it matters into your own hands and lead by example, and kind of just stay on the power just a little bit. I mean, yeah, he's on it right now, 400 watts, but if you look in the rear cam, the group has caught back up to them. They just did one little hard effort on the downhill. Some bigger guys used their momentum and they're caught back. and these guys immediately get countered. Logan's caught on the front now, eating wind up this uphill, and great counter by this young rider to go in front of them. But Logan does a great job kind of immediately coming off to the side, hoping some guys will pull through. And then they end up catching this kid, and the race resets. All right, pushing ahead again, 32 minutes in. This was probably like the best attack for Logan all day long. This is a headwind section. He uses a good bit of power, good bit of snap to get a sprint right here, catches some guys off guard, makes them have to use a lot of watts. It's a great time to do it since it's a headwind. Everyone's really on an even playing field. It's hard to, hide from the wind and stay sheltered. So if he's doing an effort, that means the guys chasing him are doing one as well. So they've got a slight bit of a gap, but everyone's super motivated today. It's a short race, and we've got the middle school kids bringing it back in. The group's back together. This thing's going to reset. The guy that just rolled through in the black bibs, the black leggings, was like, hey, we have a gap. Logan does a good job of not entertaining that and wasting any watts. Okay, we're coming down towards the end of this thing. Believe we're coming to the final lap right here. Everything is still together. The team has rode really well. There's been a couple things here and there that have maybe we can chat about later on, but overall, the main issues that Logan needs to work on, we've talked about already. And one thing too is I noticed as well that Logan was doing a lot. He was telling guys he was on his left or on his right a lot. In my opinion, we appreciate the courtesy in a race, but also this is a race. So if there's a gap to be had and you feel confident, highly recommend just taking that gap as long as you feel comfortable. It's a safe move to do. There's really no need to let multiple riders know that you're on your left or on your right or you're coming around them. It's a race. We know we're going to get passed and the field's going to get shuffled. So again, it's last lap. Logan does his effort right here on the downhill. I was super bummed when I saw this. If you guys know anything about this course, it is extremely difficult to get away and to attack on this downhill. He's actually having a crosswind from the right to his left right now. He's doing a good job on staying on the left side of the road so people can't take advantage of a draft or anything like that. But as soon as they get to the bottom of the transition of the downhill, the race is moving past him. And Logan is having to put a ton of power out up this hill just to stay attached to this dwindling group. I believe this group dropped about half of the riders throughout the race. Looks like there's only about 10 to 12 of them left. And now Logan is out of position, unfortunately. He needs to move up now and do it quickly. I'm not sure what Logan's max heart rate is, but he's doing a pretty solid effort up this hill, and time is ticking away. If you look on the left right there, a MFR rider attacks right out of the hairpin. Great move by him. We'll post the full race later on, but during this whole race, that guy only touched the front one time, and that was to bring back their short little attack that they had at 30 minutes in. So that guy's been super fresh. He ends up staying away in his late race attack, deep with one to go, ends up sticking and holds. Super impressive by him. But hey, we're talking about Logan and our team. Logan's way off the back. He miscalculated his attack. He rolled the dice and it didn't pay off, and now he's paying for it a little bit. But that is Cat 4-5 Racing. He's here to learn and get better. One good thing to note, the next day, Logan does a great job of resetting and getting everything going. So it's pretty cool. Here quick, here's the sprint finish for today's race. This guy almost gets caught at the line by the Miller School kid. We have Jeremy and Michael coming in, I believe, is a 4th and a 6th. And then Logan rolls in a little bit later. All in all, good first day at the Rock Hill Crit for these guys. A lot of this, it was the first time they've raced this course, so they did a really good job. Be on the lookout for Sunday's video. It's pretty exciting. We get on the podium for the team, so they raced a lot better on the second day. Appreciate you guys watching. Later.